Xin chào các bạn, mình là Khôi.
Xin chào, em là Kelly.
Hôm nay thì vợ chồng mình dẫn các bạn đi thả bộ trong một cái khu nhà ở của đảo Coronado Island. Thì Coronado Island là đảo của hải quân ở San Diego. San Diego là trong những thành phố quân đội lớn nhất của Mỹ.
Oh, it has like little berries or berries, something on it.
Các bạn, ở đây là mình đang đi bộ tới cái cổng vô trạm của hải quân nè, ở trong cái đảo Coronado Island này. Is this the street color?
Yeah,
J Avenue?
J Avenue, so I think it's down this way.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, this is a beautiful home, Kelly.
They're all beautiful homes.
Thì hôm nay vợ chồng Khôi với Kelly đi bộ trong cái khu nhà ở của cái trạm quân đội hải quân này để tìm cái căn nhà mà hồi xưa ông nội và bà nội với ba của Kelly sống. Tại vì hồi xưa ông nội của Kelly là phi công của lính hải quân. So what plane did he fly, Kelly?
An E-2A Hawkeye plane.
So what plane is that?
That's like a satellite plane, like radio, satellite,
Oh,
top secret type of stuff.
wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to look for the house.
Yeah.
Thì hơn cả tháng nay Khôi với Kelly không có ra video. Thì video này là video đầu tiên để làm lại. Thì nhân dịp đó Khôi với Kelly muốn cảm ơn các bạn đã ủng hộ và tiếp tục ủng hộ vợ chồng Khôi với Kelly. Thì làm cho Khôi với Kelly rất là vui. Thì cái đề tài video hôm nay thì Khôi sẽ đưa qua cho Kelly để Kelly giải thích tại sao một tháng nay Khôi với Kelly không có ra video mới. So Kelly, why don't you explain to them what we've been doing for the past month?
Right before we went offline, we uploaded a social media post that mentioned a family emergency, and we'd like to take this opportunity to explain a little bit more about what has happened. Just a fair warning that today's video is a lot more personal than what we normally upload, and that is because we will be talking about a great loss that we've had in our family. However, through this loss, Khôi and I have realized that we've had a newfound discovery, a newfound importance to something very close to us in our lives, and I'll be talking more about that in this video today. Wow, I love their Christmas wreath. That's really nice. I think really a lot of Christmas lights are really fun, but also just a simple Christmas decoration is really classic, really beautiful. Khôi mentioned my grandfather in the beginning of this video, and unfortunately my grandfather over the past several years had suffered many strokes, and in the beginning of November he suffered another, along with several mini strokes that really took a toll on his heart and his body. When my family called me to explain the severity of the situation, I knew that I needed to be there for my grandfather in the way that he has always been there for me throughout my life growing up. It was scary to go because of the pandemic and everything that's going on. But luckily and gratefully, with extreme caution, I was able to travel there and arrive safely without any exposure to COVID.
So how long is the flight?
The flight is only about 4 hours, but I had to, on the way there, I left pretty quickly, pretty urgently. So I had to take 2 separate flights, so it took a little bit longer. It took most of the day to get there. Surprisingly, a lot of people are still flying. I was pretty shocked to see that. But the airlines are taking a lot of precautions to keep people safe. So. When I arrived in St. Louis, I was really relieved to see my grandfather in very good spirits. He was laughing, still telling jokes, and was ready to get out of the hospital and go back home. Unfortunately, though, the doctors had run some tests and determined that his heart was having to work really hard, and it was time to move him into hospice. This was a really overwhelming moment for our family.
Thì Khôi muốn giải thích cái chữ hospice. Thì hospice là bác sĩ với lại y tá là người ta nói là họ không thể chữa được nữa, và bệnh nhân còn thời gian rất là ngắn để sống. Thì trong cái tình trạng của ông nội của Kelly thì tại vì bệnh Covid thì nếu mà ở trong bệnh viện á, thì gia đình không có thể vô thăm được, cho nên gia đình quyết định đã cho ông nội về nhà và gia đình để chăm sóc cho ông nội. So you guys were taking care of him at home, right? Because he can't stay in the hospital?
Yeah, so due to COVID and all of the restrictions, we made the decision to set him up at home hospice care.
Mm-hmm.
This way we could stay by his side, make sure he was, having 24-hour care, and we could support each other as a family.
And you guys
taking
can see
care of
him.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than him being alone in the hospital.
That's right. We were grateful to have this be an option. I really, really, really feel for people who haven't been able to be with their loved ones during this time. I can't even imagine it. So, during his last weeks, we spent a lot of time watching movies with him, showing him pictures, and telling stories about his incredibly exciting life. My grandfather was the type of person who was naturally talented at a lot of things and who pursued many passions. Oh, Koi, this is the
Which
house.
one, that one?
Yeah, this one right here.
Các bạn ơi, mình kiếm được cái căn nhà đó rồi.
Wow.
So how did you know it's this one?
Because of him, actually. Several months ago, we used to message on Facebook a lot, and he told me that I should try and find this house, see if it was still here, the one that he used to live in. And he told me, he was like, I believe it's on J Avenue. He looked it up on Google Maps, and this is just so crazy. I've always been impressed by his super sharp memory. I mean, he remembered everything.
So Kelly, what do you think?
I just think it's so wild that many years ago.
So that one, right?
This one right here. Before
You were born?
I was even
Well, your dad
born.
was how old when he...
My dad must have been like 3 or 4 years old. He was really young when they lived here.
So when did he
Maybe
move
even
out?
Younger. Maybe even younger. They didn't live here for very long, but he really liked it here. I remember him telling me he really enjoyed being here.
Mhm.
The naval base is so close. I'm realizing now he probably could have just walked if he wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just the next block over. That's crazy.
Bây giờ vợ chồng Khôi với Kelly qua bên kia đường để ngồi để cho Khôi với Kelly ngắm cái nhà này. Tại mình đứng trước nhà của người ta ngắm kỳ. We're to like stand in front of their house. Like look at their house now.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting that in such different times during our lives, parts of our families lived in the same city. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So you think your grandpa's here right now?
Yeah, just sitting here checking it out with us. Yeah, who knows? I think my grandpa's flying a plane right now somewhere. Yeah, he loved to fly planes. That was, of all the things that he did in his life, that was his ultimate favorite thing that he did. He loved to fly planes. And while he had his license, he knew many people that had planes, so he could go to the private airports and fly around and stuff. He used to take my aunts and all their friends flying and stuff. Just really, really cool.
I wish he could take me flying.
When I was around 5 years old, my father passed away, and without like any hesitation at all, my grandfather really, he kind of stepped in the shoes, like took the role of my father. I spent a lot of weekends with him and my grandmother, and he would drive really long distances to go watch all my soccer games, even though I was terrible at soccer. And he would always come to all of my birthday parties and all of my school events. And even when I moved to California, he really always made an effort to remain very close to me. And yeah, he was such a generous person. He had such a big heart for everyone in his life. He was very silly, super intelligent. Yeah, he is really, really missed. Yeah. I know that my grandfather wouldn't want us to think of him, of his memory, and just feel sadness all the time. So on a happier note, I wanted to talk about something that I will always remember about him, and that was his love for photography and videography. He always had a camera of some kind in his hands, and you could almost say he was our family's very own documentarist.
Con nghĩ chắc trong gia đình bạn sẽ có một người nào là người documentarian, đó là người mà lúc nào cũng quay phim mọi người, chụp hình mọi người. Nhưng mà tiếc một cái là cái người đó mình không có nhiều hình ảnh và nhiều video của cái người mà quay phim với lại chụp hình nhiều. Thì trong gia đình Khôi cũng có một người lúc nào cũng quay phim, cũng có chụp hình. Đó là người đó là của ba Khôi. Thì gia đình bạn thì người nào là người documentarian đó? So your grandfather was the one who documented everyone?
Yeah, he preferred it that way. He preferred to be behind the camera. He was good at it. The framing was always really nice. The picture was always really still. He was really good at it. But then there's barely any pictures or videos of him, which is sad, you know.
Thì các bạn nhớ, nếu mà trong gia đình của bạn mà các bạn biết có một người đó thì các bạn nhớ chụp hình nhiều hơn và quay phim nhiều hơn cho người đó. So Kelly, what if there's no one in your family that's that person?
Then you should be that person. Be the one who's taking all the photos, all the videos of any moment, big or small, doesn't matter. I think it's something that later on in life, even if in the moment it doesn't seem important or it doesn't seem like really interesting, later on in life, if people can look back in your family on that, I think it's going to be one of the most precious things that they have.
Yeah.
Recently, I was able to get some VHSs digitized that were filmed when I was much younger. And they were filmed thanks to my grandfather. He encouraged our family to always be filming all of these regular moments.
He was the original vlogger.
That's right. And I'm so grateful for those, you guys, because now when I look back on those, I have video of my father and my grandfather. I can hear their laugh and I can hear how they sounded and I can see their personalities. This is something that, even though pictures, yes, are very valuable, we should always take pictures, this is something that pictures cannot capture. So although this experience has been really challenging for me and has kind of created a new emptiness in my heart, I have been able to see that there is something much more meaningful to this vlog that we do, to capturing video, to continuing on what I like to think of as my grandfather's legacy of being our family's documentarians, right? And I encourage you guys, I want to end this with encouraging you guys to do the same, to take pictures, take videos of anything, of everything, all those moments, because I promise you that when you look back and when your family members look back, it really is going to be one of the most precious things that they have.
Đúng rồi. Anh đồng ý.
So I guess that's it for today, and we're really glad to be back. Thank you guys for, like we said in the beginning, continuing to support us. Thank you for understanding, for being so kind and giving us the space and the time to recover and do what we needed to do, but still sticking with us. It means so much, and we're really, really grateful for you guys. So I guess that's it for today, right? So, right, cảm ơn các bạn đã ủng hộ và cho mình. Hãy like và đăng ký kênh cho mình nhé.
Xin chào.
Xin chào.
Where's Kelly at? There she is. Where's Kelly? Kelly. Gone.